President Obama was on the Jay Leno show last night. He said that we don't have a domestic spying program. This was exactly the way he put it.
What I said as soon as it happened, I continue to believe in, which is a lot of these programs were put in place before I came in. I had some skepticism, and I think we should have healthy skepticism about what government's doing. I had the programs reviewed. We put in some additional safeguards to make sure that there's federal court oversight as well as congressional oversight, that there is no spying on Americans. We don't have a domestic spying program. What we do have are some mechanisms where we can track a phone number or an email address that we know is connected to some sort of terrorist threat. And
does anybody really believe this? I mean, just honestly, do you believe it when he says that? When President Obama says we don't have a domestic spying program, what we do have is some mechanisms that can track a phone number or an email address that's connected to a terrorist attack. That information is useful. I mean, this is in direct conflict to what Edward Snowden says, which is basically he had at a whim access to way more than just an email address or a phone number. Do you believe that President Obama is telling the truth or is telling what he believes to be the truth? Do you believe that Edward Snowden is telling the truth or what he claims to have experienced to be the truth in terms of what information is and isn't available? What do you believe? That we have a direct conflict here. And I understand that there's an aspect of this. I'll probably get some feedback from people saying, David, they're not really saying different things. It's just that President Obama is using White House attorney language to say things that aren't legally untrue, but in their spirit are no different than what Edward Snowden is saying. And that may be the case, right? We don't have a domestic spying program. Hey, lawyers have looked it over and they've said, Mr. President, the program we have, legally speaking, does not meet the definition of a domestic spying program, especially since the term spying is not really a hard and fast term, right? What spying is can be a moving target. So it's very possible that President Obama does know exactly what Edward Snowden had access to and the surveillance systems that are in place. But legally speaking, his attorneys have said, you don't have to call it a domestic spying program. You can deny that and not be lying. Who do you believe? Or really is it that they're both saying the same thing, just one being very direct with his language and the other using legal language that, while it would hold up in court maybe, is not really representative of the spirit of the surveillance program?